Hello everyone, welcome to the Trusted Bliss. My name is Ture. I am the host of the channel. Today our efforts are dedicated to the analysis of the near twin flame or twin flame counterfeit, often labeled also false or fake twin flame. If you have this kind of experience or some uncertainty or doubts about your current connection, please stay with us up to the end of the video and consider commenting on it, especially if your opinion differs from ours. Hit the like button to help out other community members finding this information easier, and subscribe to the Trusted Bliss if you are resonating with us. Do not miss our updates. Thank you. Now, let's go straight to the chosen topic with no delays. Let's find out what the fake or false twin flame experience means, how to recognize and determine it. Also, what to do in a case if you find out that you're experiencing exactly that currently in your life. To be honest with you, I would prefer do not talk on this theme at all. But the abundance of videos on this topic proves how badly our collective is confused and how many misleading teachings are emerging in the spacious twin flame world. So we feel an urgent need to clean that up, for the poor ideas wouldn't make too much damage for the community consciousness, and we could have more nice space for the right and nurturing thoughts. Now, the first thing we should mention here is the fact that our community is truly vast and it's composed of many layers. Yet, we do expect that all the listeners who came across this video give at least the minimal interest in spirituality, for we can discuss on the subject of the twin flame counterfeit, do not touching spirituality at all. We would be happy as well if you would have the clear personal concept of the true twin flame. If you don't have it yet, we would suggest you could reflecting on that right now, for the clarity of the twin flame concept in your mind makes the huge impact on your all beliefs, especially the ones that are related to the false twin flame idea. Looking from the simplest practical 3D point, we could even say that the false twin flame can be or appear everyone who is not your true twin flame. But if you can call yourself a spiritual person, and especially if you are on the way to the enlightenment, you possibly know that, at least theoretically, based on the best spiritual teachings and the unity consciousness approach, the original divine soul, that is perfect and eternal, is only one. From that spiritual approach, it would be true to say that everyone is your true twin flame. But we do know that it's difficult or even impossible to live normal 3D life fully submerged in the unity consciousness at all the time, especially if you are not a yogi or sage, nor have the proper training. When we say this, we mean not only understanding and accepting that idea, but actually feeling or experiencing life that way at all the time. That we think is almost impossible until we reach the complete enlightenment and purely blissful state. Up to that point, we can see and experience everything only from the linear point of view. Then we should agree that from this approach, we are talking not about the primal divine soul, but about certain number of manifested souls, especially these that are incarnated on the earth in the same close or intermingling timeline. So, what we can call our twin flame counterfeit, and what reasons are causing this experience, looking from that linear approach. Well, each story of this kind is somehow unique, but we see certain repetitive tendencies related to the false twin flame label. This is why we will group them to several distinct sets caused by the common reason. So, the first group of so called false or fake twin flame experiences we would compose of the cases that are told by people who are not the twin flames themselves, but just beautiful and loving souls seeking an expansion and growth. For sure, there are many community members here who are promoting the beliefs that everyone is the twin flame. We don't criticize them, we simply strongly believe the opposite. For we know at least the basic spiritual laws and are closely observing the way how the physical 3D life is manifesting. The most common confusion that is happening over and over again is that some of these beautiful souls that seek pure love and expansion mistake romantic soulmate relationships for the twin flame bond, especially at the young age when they just start accumulating the experience in that field. If they know the twin flame concept, then analyzing the exciting emotions and comparing that material with some list of the twin flame signs, they often find themselves somewhere in between of confirmation and doubts. So many of them decide they met only the twin flame counterfeit. If you feel you can be in this situation, we recommend you focus on your personal goals, improvement of your personality and existing relationships in order you wouldn't miss important tasks you were born for completing in this lifetime. Be sure those who don't belong into your life someday will simply fade away. One more important set of the fake twin flame experiences we would like to form out of the stories of those who are the twin flames themselves but do not have their counterpart incarnated right now on the earth. For the twin flame may reside in the other realms or another timeline. The twin flame may be in the close touch with the material world but may have no physical body. Sometimes they can't meet on the current circumstances and timeline, for they may have no mutual agreement or contract for that. This means that they would feel some kind of unconscious longing for that twin flame and may even have some communication with them on the spiritual realm that they may not fully understand. So they will be searching for that twin flame traits and qualities in the people around them, including their soulmates, or they may be projecting these traits on the people they are in connection with from their own consciousness. Yet, naturally, they will be not able continuing that for the long period of time. And basically, any day may become the day of the complete clarity that will demonstrate them they were wrong and simply confused. As sooner and faster they will make this conscious conclusion, as more they will be rewarded. By coming to the point of clarity, they can free themselves from the emotional dependency trap and allow the further growth and expansion of their consciousness up to the full liberation on their own. The third set we would composed of the cases ban the twin flames who are experiencing the very first unconscious awakening stages and are about to meet that twin flame soon come across their soulmates. So one or few of their recent relationships may be mimicking signs of the real twin flame connection, and they may be deeply confused if they do know the twin flame signs, but do not really know themselves, especially if they are not aware or did not start integrating so-called shadow side of their personality. You must be aware as well of the fact that the term shadow side does not have the negative meaning only. When we look to the twin flames closely, we can easily notice that our shadow side, or neglected, forgotten, and abandoned traits of our personality, are often much more beautiful than the qualities or gifts of the persona we use while operating in the physical 3D life until our spiritual awakening didn't take place. Our advice to you in this situation would be to not panic, but just to do the work. If you are the twin flame, you should always remember that our focus should be directed inwards anyway. If you will make enough of progress, your near twin will live your life peacefully and you will be perfectly prepared for the fast and smooth connection with your real twin flame. To the next group of situations when people think they have met the false twin flame, we would like to add the cases when actually it's the real one, but you can't recognize them for your awakening did not start yet or is poor, and you are still fully aligned with your ego consciousness and even repelling or suppressing the inner wisdom that your intuition may have, for it comes directly from your soul. Also, it may be given to you by your spiritual guides, angels. It also can come through your dreams or your soul family wisdom. Often it happens that in one twin flame pair, or let's say set, one of the counterparts is waking up sooner or faster than the another. The counterpart who is less conscious but knows the twin flame title and has the basic understanding about the phenomenon may start ignoring the vacant one or may not value them in the way they should for the lack of clarity. They even may label them as the fake one or the counterfeit, and they may actually believe they are doing a good thing. They may try to cut them off their life and usually are running away from them by initiating long or repetitive separation stage. We also can make a subgroup in the same set by adding to that the cases when someone does meet their true twin flame but don't have enough of patience, wisdom, or strength to accomplish the union, especially if they are experiencing strong emotional triggering of their past emotional wounds and long separation. So they may choose to be with a soulmate and abandon their mission. In order to feel less guilty or ashamed, they label their true twin flame as the fake one. Sometimes very young people can label their true twin flame as the false one if they have limited awareness about the connection and if they think that it should be necessarily the romantic bond. If they don't know that it may be completely different, purely spiritual mission, so they think their true twin flame is the fake one if the romantic relationship isn't manifesting despite their attempts and efforts. In some cases, yet, the full physical 3D union may be not even the most important final goal of this incarnation or mission. So, after the twin flame initiation and partial expansion of their consciousness, some of these individuals may decide to abandon the idea of union by following the precise steps of their soul contract. Some others may be feeling strong and wise enough to keep the union only on the energetic and spiritual plane, so they may choose partnerships with their soulmates that seldom are as challenging, intense, and painful as the twin flame connection, so they can have plenty of support and positive influence, patience, and power for continuing their mission this specific way. But strangers who see the situation superficially can judging their previous bond as the fake twin flame encounter. Agree, not everyone is aware of the fact that some soulmate relationships may be almost equally nurturing as the twin flame bond, and sometimes even much more romantic than the union with our true twin flame. that may be based exceptionally on the service and mission. We hope you also know that all manifested souls possess the attribute of the free will. So, even if we are talking about the special soul level twin flame connection, nothing can be done or achieved by the both of them if one of the counterparts has different opinion or strongly disagrees with something. It may happen as well that some obstacles on the physical 3D plane drastically change since some twin flames were born. So the initial plan of the Saturn twin flame mission can be corrected or recalled at some point of the linear time. If you are the spiritual person, you should agree with us that the spirit and soul are the dominant components of the manifested world, and all the other ones, including the material 3D layer, are under the power and supervision of spirit. So, we strongly believe that some physical details and obstacles can be easily changed or transformed if it's necessary for the achievement of the ultimate spiritual goals. And no one of our spiritual contract is written on the stone. Sometimes the manifested soul can be learning and growing faster or more slowly than it was planned. Then the final goal, terms, and even specific steps of their part may be also refined. Now, the next set of these who may feel they have had so-called near twin flame experience, we would like to form out of the cases when the growth of the individual manifested twin flame soul is extremely rapid and fast. So the person may have plenty out-of-body experiences and may start contacting souls in another realms. And it's not excluded they can form the union with that twin flame soul manifestation in the other dimension, for the reason that this other soul manifestation may be much more advanced than the one which is incarnated on the earth on their timeline. Their true earthly twin flame may start appear like the fake or false one, and they can stop pursuing the physical 3D union. They may think it's the right thing to do, for they can complete their mission and achieve all the goals on their own by using the support they do have in the spiritual realm. Finally, there would be one more similar set of so-called false twin flame situations here, when some of the twin flames are reaching the highest possible levels of their consciousness expansion and start living in the unity consciousness. Then they can feel any manifested soul so well as they literally would be their own. They can travel freely to the spiritual realm and other dimensions. They feel limitless and not bound to any other manifestation of life, but are in love and unity with everyone and everything. From that perspective, their true twin flame becomes just a tiny piece of the unity with divine, and they are losing their meaning and significance naturally, especially as the specific person, personality, or name that is manifested on the 3D plane. Apparently, at this level, all karma and spiritual contracts are fully resolved, all important tasks fulfilled, and only what's left is the eternal joy and blissful state. Now they can smile, making sweet, innocent jokes about their true twin flame, for they realize that the only true is the one who resides inside them. You know, we are calling them God. They do feel they are in the eternal union, for they are no longer resisting that. For all our struggles and pain we are experiencing on this physical 3D plane are mostly consequences and signs of that resistance performed by our body and senses that are manipulated, supported, and even orchestrated by our narrow and fake ego mind or consciousness. That would be all most important our statements on the near twin flame or twin flame counterfeit topic. They would be truly useful if kept in mind by everyone who is on the spiritual path, regardless the actual phase they are at or the point of their current timeline. To make this video even more helpful and to give you some extra clarity and guidance, we will look shortly at some messages and videos on the same topic made by other channels. But we want warning you that we won't touch in this video the stuff that is too abnormal looking from a healthy mind perspective that could be actually called as paranoid or supernatural. Sometimes it's coming up from those who are just starting that twin flame journey and are describing the fake twin flame. They say they are strongly attached as the twin flame from hell. They even are claiming that their false twin flame may possess demonic powers or can be manipulated by evil spirits or demons from the spiritual plane. Please don't get us wrong. We don't say that these kind of experiences do not exist. We only think that it would be more decent analyzing that separately. If one day we will make a video about spiritual attacks on the twin flames or spiritual attacks in general. If you are interested in that specific topic right now, please make your own search, for there are some good videos about that here, published by other channels. Now, to make some reverence to the authors who possibly put a lot of the sincere effort and time into the creation of various methods and guidance for the confused collective, we won't mention the coaches nor channels who actually made this topic even more messy, for we do understand that their intentions were to assist you in the best possible way they can. No doubt some of these videos that are well structured still can help someone at a certain level, especially those who are feeling desperate for a relationship and are needy inside. Some messages are guiding you and warning that you are looking to the wrong direction. They are pointing your attention to the fact that you are residing in the very low vibrational field and don't really do much for the achievement of your spiritual goals and your consciousness expansion. That is truly wrong and damaging to everyone, but especially those who are the twin flames. I do mean here all the videos claiming that the false twin flames are the ones who have an inclination to an abusive behavior patterns, who flee their personal responsibility for the connection and commitment, who are narcissistic, egocentric, not caring, not loving, who are using your spiritual or sexual energy, time, money, and other material resources to benefit themselves. It's quite strange for me to hear about these horrible scenarios, for they don't remind even a shadow of normal or ordinary karmic romantic relationships. They definitely should be cut off as soon and fast as it's possible, for they often do more harm than good to the both counterparts. I think also that the audience of these videos should be not the twin flames who normally have a decent lifestyle and are quite wise and spiritual even at the very young age, but others who do have an ordinary life directed towards physicality and material or practical goals. Some of these videos do remind only poor dating advices. This kind of content has very little in common with the mission of light workers, twin flame coaching, or general spiritual part. I sincerely believe these coaches do not want to harm no one, but actually they do. especially when they try guiding recently awakened twin flames, but keep in silence the fact that they are not the twin flames themselves, for often they are exploring popular topics only because of their curiosity or profit. So we sincerely wish that you would never come across the authors who don't even understand the difference among infatuation or sexual attraction and love, for they are truly experienced and well qualified relationship coaches online. They can perfectly serve you if you are struggling with common troubles of ordinary relationships, but not the twin flame or near twin flame experience. Finally, we want to give some extra warning to the real twin flames. Please be very selective if you are following some romantic relationship coaches while you are dealing with the awakening counterpart experience, for the real twin flame and the twin flame counterfeit connections may not fit into convenient, normal relationship paradigms. We also sincerely hope that all twin flames are wise enough do not become misled by the fallacious or deceptive teachings of any kind, for we should not feeding our ego nor drag our consciousness down by restricting it or planting more specific judgments on our mind. We wish that every twin flame and every single spiritual person should always remember that we are creating this physical world from the inside out, and for that reason, we are directly responsible for the result that we are experiencing or seeing around. So basically, we are manifesting events, connections, and obstacles around us that are in the alignment with our inner vibration. So our pain, suffering, failures basically have no sovereign power. They are simply reflecting the brokenness and wounding of our ego consciousness that requires our attention and healing. When we heal the primal wounds or learn how to release or let go our emotional past, and we stop identifying ourselves with our thoughts and feelings, our painful experiences and the reality that we are not happy about should also disappear. So, if you are experiencing low vibrational karmic or near twin flame relationship, it's a warning sign that you give not enough of attention to your inner reality and you not sufficiently care about improving yourself. This also may be a proof that you simply are not aware of who you truly are. I guess you may be a young person and you may have very little understanding about this reality and yourself. So these experiences are manifesting for your highest good. They help you learning and growing. It may be also that there is a large gap here between your ego consciousness that is operating through your physical body and your soul or pure divine self. Yet you shouldn't fear that, for the right diagnosis is the basement of any successful treatment, and we can heal even the worst issues with the assistance of the divine grace if we are seeking that sincerely and diligently. Finally, some of your painful experiences may be the last crumbles of your karmic debt that must be cleared off before you will be allowed connecting to your soulmate or your twin flame. Often happens that certain karmic events are even accelerated when we start our healing process and are reaching the higher levels of consciousness. So it's quite natural that on the highway to the spiritual enlightenment, you can be pushed to face all your karmic lions for the final reconciliation. Now, this is the perfect point where we want to interrupt the flow of our thoughts and finish our conversation on the false or fake twin flame topic, at least on this particular video. Yet, if you will have some specific questions about it, and if you will let us to know them, We will answer you in the comment section below. Please consider have the sincere discussion with us and do not forget to hit the like button if you resonate with our content. We would also appreciate if you could subscribe to our channel, that this information would become easier noticeable by those who are desperate for the emotional support and authentic knowledge on the twin flame journey. Thank you. Finally, we wish you much love and success on your personal journey. You were listening to the Trusted Bliss and Dati Ture. Stay tuned. Our new video is coming soon.